Chris, is that you? Damn. Hey Chris, is that you? Damn. Can you hear me? I don't know. If you don't know who I am by now, I don't know what you been doing. You been asleep? Let me wake you up with something. Straight up. Yeah. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Chris Monroe. R to the O-E. I flip houses, rent cars, and make money. You know I'm not no motherfucker dummy. This how we do. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Cashflow Money Monroe, and we right back at you with a 2026 show. What up, Art? What up, Jay? What up, Justin? It's time to make that money in 2026, right?
Time to get some more cash flow.
All you know is cash flow.
I need it.
It's all cash flow, good cash flow.
Not negative cash flow.
Because, you know, some people look at it like, oh, I'm making $50 a month. Would you consider that good cash flow in real estate?
It's better than zero for sure. But, you know, got to get that cash flow up, though. Want to get 300 to 500 at least.
Yeah, I had a deal like that before where I actually was probably cash flowing like $100, but that was only for about 6 months until they got situated. Now I was making money more than that, but it was a painful 6 months. Like, man, I hope something don't go wrong. We made it through. But other than that, happy 2026. How you doing?
Happy 2026.
Happy 2026.
It's almost Jay's birthday. What up, Jay?
Hey, what's going on? Glad to be on here.
How many days you got left?
11.
Oh, you count them down. You even knew. You ain't have to think about it. It was already there. You like, bam, 11.
Mm-hmm. It's right around the corner.
What is that? Martin Luther King Day too or something?
I think they moved it. Or I'm probably just not sure.
You got the
Me
same
and Martin
day
Luther
as
King
Dr.
share the
King.
same birthday. Yep.
You got the same day as Dr. King?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened. I went to Memphis, Tennessee, 1962. I walk around the corner, somebody knocked me down. I woke up, I say, Dr. King, Dr. King said, oops, I thought you was somebody else. So you heard that story before.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw him at Applebee's once, but I might be wrong.
Cool beans. Well, it's the time to make a change in the game. Yeah. What's up, Justin? Justin, I heard.
I'm over here sick. I'm over here sick as a dog.
How you get sick?
Man, we went to Chicago for New Year's and it was cold out there, and man, it was cold.
Now you know you gotta have on 9 layers going to Chicago.
Man, St. Louis feel like summertime compared to Chicago. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They don't call it the Windy City for nothing.
For real.
You was right up there like 45 minutes from Art.
I told him he rolled literally
Right.
straight past my house.
I didn't know I was driving past Art just to get to Chicago. I thought, I didn't think I was. I thought he was further,
Man, you was better off going to visit Art.
Could have fixed that.
He said it's cold down there where he at too.
Yeah, this considered Chicago land, bro. So yeah, we get the exact same weather in Chicago every day.
That's crazy.
Well, cold weather does factor in real estate in some ways. Do you winterize your houses if you have any vacants during the wintertime, Art?
I haven't had one yet, but if I ran into that situation, I would leave the water running or something.
That's right. Yep. Leave the water running at a trickle because freezing water cannot freeze. Winterize the house or just turn the heat on. I mean, that's another thing too. That's, heat the house. People try to cut corners and don't want to pay the gas bill and all of that. Even though it can be expensive, it's part of the game. It's the cost of doing business, right?
Yeah, minimal cost too if we're doing it a certain way.
Makes sense. Anything interesting come up good for you this week, Art?
Yeah, the flu came up for me and I was on my ass and I'm still sick actually, but yeah, it was like 3 days straight I couldn't do anything. It really threw my week off, but I did have a couple good leads come in that I'm working on.
Don't tell me everybody up in that area getting sick. Y'all ain't got that new coronavirus coming back, do you?
Whatever you want to call it, man. It's definitely something in here, and it's definitely real.
That's why I like staying in the house.
Yeah, it made its way in my house, and I caught it from the kids.
Oh no!
Well, yeah, I got 3 of them, so it's just this time of year is just back and forth, back and forth.
Damn, germ central. That's part of the game. So that's the beauty of this thing we do called real estate investing. A lot of times you can do majority of it from the comfort of your own home, which makes a huge difference, especially when you're talking virtual. I got a property under contract now. I still haven't even seen it. So, I guess I'll see it sometime here before closing. Plan on going to see it this week. What's going on, Jimmy?
Yo, you can see me. What's up?
Where you been?
What's up?
Let me hold 100,000.
100,000? What are you gonna do with it?
Put it in investments.
What do I get out of it?
What would you like?
At least 10%.
That's all?
I said at least.
Okay. I get you 10% over 30 years.
Is that negotiable?
Everything's negotiable.
All right.
What you been working on, Jimmy? Anything good?
Yeah, I got something in the works with Justin, my mentor. Been out there knocking doors, cold calling. Eventually I finally think I got something to stick. We have a motivated buyer. I identified it. I'm sorry, motivated seller. Thank you, Justin. Justin and I walked through a script and a game plan So as soon as I identified it, I set up a meeting time to revisit her later that day. Got on the phone with Justin. He helped me close it. Actually, he did close it. He did the closing in front of me. So
what you're telling me is you've been connecting with Justin and you have been getting the ground running, not making excuses. Is that what I'm getting?
I like how you put it that way. Yeah.
Because I like to summarize it where people can just digest it. Like, man, that's all it took was a little push to say, you know what? Identify motivation. Now, how did you identify that this person was a motivated self?
I knocked on her door. She was pretty disgruntled, obviously, because of her stressful situation. But you know, I was just like really trying to let her know, like, yo, I'm here to help you. I wasn't trying to ask her if she wanted to sell her house or anything. I was just like, tell me your situation. Like, what do you need? And then she was like cursing in my face, like berating me, but she wasn't telling me to get off her porch, you know? So I just kept asking those questions that you were asking me a few weeks ago when I was on the call, you know, and then find out she was willing for me to come back and you know, and she said a number, and that number was like, okay, it's game on because you gave me this number, right? That's when I was like, okay, I need to talk to Justin. So I, you know, left in good terms with her, made her feel comfortable with having me come back and visiting her that like in a couple hours, and then we just did the deal.
So you didn't feel like just walking away? She's yelling at you and telling you, why you on my porch? Why you knocking at my door? Don't you want to just tuck your tail and run?
No, so doors of knocking before this door, you know, stayed there until they.
Uh-oh, you kind of faded out with your Wi-Fi.
Probably cut out.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, probably. I'm on the road here. But yes, I just figured I'd just stay in front of her until she walked away, and she just didn't. So just kept at it.
Until they tell you to get the hell off my porch, we're gonna sit there and talk. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, and the funny, it's not funny, but it kind of changed my way of thinking a bit. But when we came back, Justin and me, she was a completely different person. She was like, "Thank God you guys are here. I've been praying for a miracle, and you guys showed up." It was totally different. It was just mind-boggling.
So did she invite you in for some milk and cookies?
Yes, without the cookies, maybe a little bit of milk, but no, she was willing to talk to us and work with us, and she ended up being pretty nice. So yeah.
So this comes down to what I've been preaching and teaching week after week after week. Real estate is not that hard. It's these people. Once you can break through to the person, everything opens up for you. Would you agree with that?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I that's backed up by the recent reality I just experienced.
So many people would have left and said, oh, no, they was mean. Oh, she's an a-hole. I give up. This stuff's hard. Yeah. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, either way, you're correct. So you thought you could do it. Is that what I'm getting?
That's right.
All right. Justin, what you think about this? Anything you want to add? Any more sauce? Uh-oh, you're muted, Justin.
Yeah, it was fun kind of showing Jimmy how it go and stuff like that. Like, even though she was yelling and stuff at first, we had Art on the phone and everything. She was like, I'm not explaining myself again and blah 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 blah. So it was fun kind of seeing her, you know, distort like that or whatever, and angry. And I know I could have done it over the phone, but I'm like, hey Jimmy, I'm gonna meet you back up at the house and stuff. And when we first opened the door, she literally was apologizing right out the gate and stuff. And you know, she was just fixated on this one number, even though she's about to get ready to lose the house and stuff. And you know, I had the information printed out for her that she tried to sell at 100,000 with the agent in the past, not once but twice and stuff. So I showed her that. I'm like, why do you think it didn't sell with that agent? And she said, because investors are cheap and blah 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 blah. And I showed her the cash offer that we was willing to give her, which is like 72,000. And she didn't even read what I had. She just looked right at the number. It was like no, is I'm not gonna do it or whatever. And then she ended up we ended up doing a creative offer tour and stuff, and she was just in tears for like at least about 10 minutes, just crying, like, oh my God, oh, you guys are really saving me and helping me out and blah 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 blah. So she got a lot of other problems that we got to fix and figure out and stuff, but some of those problems are like she's not working, so finding her someone to stay is gonna be an issue and stuff. So she don't have no other family members or anything like that she can go. So we got to figure out something.
Why do you think she was disgruntled, upset, mad when y'all first approached her, started talking to her? Why do you think she was acting like that?
She really believed that she's going to make a $15,000 exit. Like she really thinks that, like $15,000-$20,000 exit, and she think that money is going to help fix her problem, fix her situation and stuff. And I was able to get her on the contract with no guaranteed money at the closing table. I told her that, maybe we can work something out where we cover her, moving expenses or something like that. So I didn't even get that in writing. And then the other part was, hey, I don't know what the payment is going to look like, because she tried to ask, how much you think you guys would be able to give me monthly? I said, well, I have to research and see what the rents are at. So I think Jimmy was really surprised that I was able to get her to sign off on it without, any guarantees, really. So I'm like, hey, you're going to get it, but it's going to be over time. So we're going to figure that part out.
So what do you think you're going to do as far as getting her out of there and being able to move into another place?
I talked with Jimmy. He said he might be able to get her working at him and his girl restaurant and stuff as a dishwasher. So I was like, okay, that's perfect.
Wait a minute, Jimmy. Let me see. Jimmy, you out here you helping people sell a house and giving them jobs?
We see what we can do for them,
You said I ain't gonna say yeah too quick, but you really truly are looking to help. Is that what I'm getting?
That's what I'm getting. I think there's a win-win situation here.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Well, we'll have to try. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but at least we try.
Yeah, because why isn't she working now?
I think she got laid off. I think she got laid off or fired, and then she was talking about like cleaning houses and then people not picking her up to get her to work. So she's relying on other people to get to and from work, sounds like. But she was letting like homeless people crash at her house. I think she has a few other issues going on.
So this experience so far has taught you take the time, truly understand what.
But she just kept the doors open. So anyway.
So this experience so far has taught you to take the time, understand truly what the person is going through, see what you can do to help them out.
That's right.
The offer and let them make their own decision from there.
That's right. And with that, it's kind of leading me into another lead that we might be able to help out another person who's trying to get out of their house situation. So hopefully this snowballs and, these deals just keep coming.
What if I told you there's almost unlimited number of properties like this?
Oh, I believe you. I've been driving past them. I've been seeing them online,
Yeah, there's a lot of these out here, and you wouldn't believe how many go back to the bank. Some houses are nice. Like, man, that's a nice house going back to the bank, and the bank don't want it.
Right.
So, yeah, cool.
No shortage in deals, fellas. There's plenty for all of us.
For sure. Anything else you want to add on that particular deal or situation?
No, just that this was very eye-opening because, I've been doing 6 weeks of door knocking, and then, which isn't a very long time, honestly. I don't feel like I've even invested a whole lot of my time into it. It's just putting the foot on the ground, and it caught me by surprise when this happened. Like, I did not expect anything out of that day. And I just expected I'm just going to go through the motions just to, make sure that I'm working on my lines and my delivery, see where this goes. And it just happened. And I was just like, wow. If that's how it is, then it's very, I feel like now it's very attainable.
So when you knock on these people's doors, I mean, is most of the time is no answer, or what are you getting mostly feedback overall when you're knocking doors?
Right now, I'm at maybe a 30% time. 30% of the time, somebody answers the door. But I've been coming back. Like, all right, so I tried at like 1 p.m. today. Let me come back. The next time I come up is going to be like 5 p.m. You know, I'll try different times. So,
are you leaving anything there when you go?
Yes. Yeah, I got the trick from Justin to leave the sticky notes. So I do that every time. But I don't get any response from them except for the one time I did get a response. I left the sticky on the car, on the driver door.
What are you writing on the note?
Like, hey neighbor, call me, I can help, or something similar to that. Sometimes I'll change the wording slightly, but just a few words on that tiny little post-it. But the door actually, I feel like, is the key. The car door, not the front door. Because I'm starting to believe people don't look at their front door at all. They're avoiding the front door at all costs because it's just packed full of mail and flyers from other people trying to buy their houses. So a lot of the houses I go up and knock, there are already existing flyers and sticky stuff on their door. So it's either a deceased or tenant, like a deceased tenant, or the tenant is not living in the house or whatever, it's abandoned. But sometimes I'll see a car, like, you know, this house that Justin and I were vetting out. This car would be in the driveway, so she's obviously home, but she just would not answer the door. So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave the sticky on her car door, or not the front door, and then that's when she reached back to me.
So when you do when I do the sticky note, I'll put her name on there. Hey, Susie.
Oh.
Be back. It's important. I can help, or something to that effect. Hey,
Okay.
Susie, I can help. Your neighbor. I'm the neighbor. And then a phone number.
Okay.
So I get specific, meaning I know who I'm looking for.
Right. That ain't gonna spook them out then. Like,
yeah, because they think you know. I'm like, who the hell is this? You know,
right.
Only my mom calls me Susie. I'm Suzanne, you know, or whatever. You know, something like that. So I do that. One, sticky note, something similar to that. And then two, I do leave something professional as well. So I hit them with a two-pronged approach. So it's kind of like I don't have to go back out there so quick. And I get a lot of people to call back. Matter of fact, on these little door hangers. Uh-oh, I done knocked the light off. They call back on these little door hangers.
Mm-hmm.
These little door hangers, they call them back.
Yeah.
Sometimes they call the sticky note back. It's kind of 50-50.
Gotcha.
Like, why did you call the sticky note, not the door hanger? Or why did you call the door hanger, not the sticky note? And I've had a couple people call both. Like, you shopping around, huh? You ain't know the same person with two phone numbers. But, you know, that's just part of the game.
Okay, clever.
So, yeah, you know, because if you go all the way out to their house, I want to make the trip worth it. I want to make the juice worth the squeeze. You know, I don't mind going back twice or three times, but I'd rather make it where they hit. Because sometimes they call like, I'm pulling off and I'm like, I thought nobody was there and you called me right now. Like, somebody just left this on my door. Yes, we did. Yeah. How are you? Is everything okay?
Right.
What do you mean, is everything okay? We want to know if you did anything about the auction that's coming up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we got that taken care of. Oh, yeah, or whatever the excuse for talking to the bank. Well, what if I told you do have options to prevent the auction and prevent the foreclosure? And, you know, depending on your situation, may be able to put some money in your pocket. You think something like that will help you out? Wow, tell me more. I can come back now. We can talk about it. If I'm right there close. But if not, we just had a conversation on the phone.
Right.
So every case is different. But good work there, Jimmy, knocking on the door and getting yourself a score.
Hey, man, thanks. Yeah. I feel juiced up after that. So
you got to knock more now. You're like, I got to knock more.
Seriously. I've been knocking. I got a couple of houses actually in my zip code that just went up last week. And I already knocked on their door and left the sticky, but I've got plans to come by tomorrow at a different time to try to lean on it.
So that's all great, but also add to your tool belt research. Being able to literally take the time and track these people down. That's a skill set. Most people never really get really good at that. Finding people. whether you're going through social media, going through different websites,
Yeah,
contacting family members.
heard that.
I'm trying to get in contact with Jimmy. Jimmy's right here. You're like, oh, I was calling another number and Jimmy's right here, and they have the phone.
So I've been trying that, and sometimes it does work. I have gotten in contact with think somebody in relation before, but a lot of times have been falling flat through True People Search.
Well,
right?
It's a free site, you pay for a lot of times. True People Search does work. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about it because I've actually bought deals from looking them up on True People Search, but it's free.
Gotcha.
What are we really expecting from something free?
Right. Yeah, and then a lot of the houses that I'm finding are actually like immigrant owned, so it's like, do they speak English? And then I'm like looking up like these Gonzalez family members, and there's like 1,000 Gonzalez. Like, are they actually family? Who knows, right? So I'm just calling, and most often they fall flat.
That's where we come back to cross-referencing. We got to make sure they're attached to that address, attached to something, and do what we call breadcrumbing. We want to actually look and find connections to something before we assume that they're a family member. We want to make sure they are connected. And especially if you start looking them up on Facebook and stuff, then you really can start finding family members, commenting on baby pictures, funerals, graduations. Like, oh, okay, you related to them. Hey, in my network, I know that guy. Wait a minute. Let me call him up. Hey, you know somebody named Biggle Wobble Tickle Toggle? Yeah, that's my nephew. Man, I'm looking for him. It's very important. What's the best number to reach him at? Boom. And there you go.
Heard.
Anything you want to add on that, Art, as far as looking up these hard to find people?
Skip Genie is another resource that you can use. It's a lot of them.
Do you guys ever get to a point where you're like, man, I'm spending too much time on this one house? Would it be better if I just reached out to like 5 other houses?
Sure.
Because that's kind of where I'm at, because I'm like,
it depends. So that's why we have these structures and systems in place. So let's just say, for example, I look up a property and it's in your area, Baldwin. You like Baldwin, right? Mm-hmm. And I look it up and I say, man, this house vacant. So we knock the door and stuff all on the door already. The door knocking stuff is kind of, done, I guess we could say. We can't find nobody as far as door knocking. So now we're getting into research mode.
Right.
I looked up the property. The house worth $400,000. They owe $92,000. Are we gonna spend some time on that one?
If they owe $4,000?
No, the property's worth about $400,000, but they owe $92,000. Are we gonna spend more time on that one?
It sounds like they have a lot of equity in that house. So yeah. Come on. Yeah, worth the effort then, right?
So that should tell you whether you should be worth jumping into it. Right there.
Okay, so you just weigh it out. Got it.
Yeah, so just do the little research to see if the juice is worth the squeeze, or if you really got something there, or you got time on it.
So I got a house that I'd like to know if it's worth the squeeze. This lady I'm trying to help out, she got a house in Pagedale, and I think I told you about this house months ago. Pagedale, I'm sure you're familiar. It's kind of the hood.
I graduated from Normandy. I'm very familiar with Pagedale.
Yeah. So this house, right, it's on the street. We did a little bit of comping, and there's a renovated house that's been sitting on the market for like 72 days, and it's listed at like 69.
Okay.
Right. So this lady needs to get rid of her house. I'm like, hypothetically, if I can wrap up this deal for like 10K, am I even going to be able to find an investor who wants to buy a broke ass house in this neighborhood?
Is something wrong what's wrong with the house?
It needs new windows. The whole kitchen is pretty jacked up. Probably needs like new flooring throughout.
Justin, what am I about to say?
Let the tenant buyer do the fixing. I know.
No, I'm about to say single digits. You talking about some 10? We starting below that. Single digits.
So that's the thing is,
in my opinion, I think it'd be a good cash deal. I think we could get it off for 20, 25. something like that, something ridiculously low. She's ready to get out of it for what she owe on it and stuff. So she owes some taxes and stuff on it. So I think it's a good cash deal, or it could be a bad hold. I don't think it's a bad looking house and everything. I think it'd be, you take it over with the taxes and stuff. Like Chris has said that you could might be able to do a payment plan on the taxes. He said a lot of people don't know that, and we take it over, put a tenant buyer in it, and cash flow it while we figure everything else out. So I think it's a great deal.
Somebody can live in it just out of date.
No, it's not quite livable yet. It's gonna take a little bit of work to get I don't know about little. Let me think about that for a second. Maybe like 15, like bare minimum, like absolute bare minimum. You could probably get it done for like 12K to get it at least like, okay, this is gonna pass inspection and like not be a total pile.
So what's the stopping point? Why can't we get it for single digits? I'm just asking as a curious.
Because she owes $5,500 and she's in the middle of a lawsuit right now for another $5,000. So
is there a lawsuit attached to that property?
That I'm trying to uncover as we speak.
It's not hard to find out. Title search. They put a lien on the property or something, or no? You don't know.
The taxes has a lien on the house, but I'm not sure if this lawsuit has put a lien on the house. I need to figure that out.
Yeah, so before they put a lawsuit or put a lien on the property.
Yeah, because if we can sell the house out before that happens, we were doing her a solid.
What does she want for the house?
That I need to figure out. I need to get that number. But
or just single digits, like I said. Why can't she take $6-7 grand and walk and be done with it?
She might. She just might.
That's the question. See, everything I do is formulated on a question. That's not necessarily my offer. Would you consider $7,000 for the house?
Right.
And let them tell you no. That's it. It ain't no thinking about it.
She's considering bankruptcy because she's just over it and she don't want this guy trying to sue her to take the house. So she's kind of like spiteful in a way. She just like, I'm gonna go bankrupt. Let the bank take it, and this guy won't get my house. But I'm like, hey, I can help you out in your situation. I didn't want to like make an offer yet because it's Pagedale, and I'm a little bit worried about getting involved in a house like that. But
that's the thing. That's why we have proper paperwork. We put it under contract. We have time to market it, as long as you get the paperwork done. Purchase and sales agreement, and you have access to show the property, you can start marketing it the day it goes under contract. And you can put 10-15 day inspection period on it. If you want to cancel prior to that, no harm, no foul. There's nothing to even overthink. I'm not afraid to put nobody under contract because I can always back out.
Okay.
Like something. If something ain't making sense, the math ain't math, and you need more work than I thought. Whatever we start looking, you need sewer laterals repaired and a whole bunch of extra stuff and foundation issues and expensive stuff that wasn't even in the whole thought. Because you're always going to uncover this. We simply back out. It's no big deal.
Okay.
So you should never be necessarily worried about putting it under contract, as long as you put it under contract low enough. Low. How low will you go, though, is the question. Because even if you got it for, say, 7 and somebody bought it for 15, you just made $8 grand.
Yeah.
And you ain't do nothing but some paperwork. Now, how would you be able to show this property? Is this something you can just get into if she gave the key, or is on a lockbox?
She gave me the key. I've been helping her out with this house. So
you need paperwork now. You need a contract.
Justin printed me out the contract, and I'm basically trying to come up on a good way to butter her up to sign this contract, essentially,
Why are we printing it? I'm just curious. I'm being curious again. Why are we printing anything? Why can't we send it via email?
This lady is a very elderly Thai lady, so I would prefer to do it through paperwork, and maybe if we do electronically, get like a Thai version so she can actually understand what she's reading. Otherwise, I understand what you're saying.
7K, 6K, somewhere in there. Lock it up under contract. Start marketing it. Somebody buy it for 15, maybe even 20. You'd be surprised. You'd be like, damn, somebody paid 20 for that junk box. I just made 13 grand and I ain't even doing it.
Right. I just got spooked a little bit. I got spooked a little bit because about that comp that I saw. Like, man, this renovated house price already pretty damn low for a house.
That's not
just
your
sitting
problem,
there.
though. You're not buying it. If you're buying it, yeah, it could be a problem. But if
Right.
you're wholesaling it, it's not your problem right now.
Right.
People
Okay.
are begging for cheap houses like that. I got 3 people right now in my phone just contacting me looking for a cheap house.
Okay.
Them cheap. I don't like cheap houses, just to be very clear. But there are people that love them little $20,000 and $30,000 houses.
Well, we'll see what we can do. If Justin can help me out, close this deal, and then I still have to decide whether to hold or wholesale.
So the question for her is what?
What are you willing to let the house go for?
Okay. And then what if she say, oh, I don't know. I just don't want him to have it.
Well, I don't want him to have it either. So we have a common goal here. I want you to have something from this, though. I don't want you to walk away with nothing. But what are you willing to do? If you're willing to lose the house for nothing, how about if I just give you just a little something, just to help you out, and then this would help me out, and then they'll screw that guy over because he won't touch your house.
There you go.
Something like that effect.
Her contract for $6,000, and at $5,500 to pay the taxes, she get $500.
Yeah.
Pay your closing costs and make your money. You don't have to
Right.
worry. We overthinking it.
Right.
Don't overthink this stuff. It's a question. Everything we need to be thinking about is what question should I be asking? Not what you need to go calculate in your formulation. Your formulation is cool, but it don't really mean anything. It means what they willing to do. One, how low will you go? Let them say a number. If they don't say a number, would you sell it for, whatever number that makes sense for you? 6,000.
I know it's bleeding her out. She's paying the utilities on it. She got this pending lawsuit that she's paying a lawyer to help figure out. So, and then she got the back taxes.
What is the lawsuit about? It's for her?
She hired a property manager. This guy was gonna basically update her kitchen and then rent it out for her. Well, she gave him money, but he didn't do, or no, he did the work, showed her the invoice, but she didn't pay him. But she says she didn't pay him because he didn't do the work. Because you go to the house, so the kitchen is fucked. Like, what are you talking about? You didn't do no work here. So she's like, I'm not paying you.
We be closed out before they can place a mechanic's lien on that property.
Right. So I think that's the situation. This is through broken English, and I don't know if I'm getting the full story from her, but I do know who her lawyer is. So I want to talk to her lawyer and see if, with her present, to make sure that we straighten this out,
Yeah. So that's the other thing too. Before I start getting deep in the weeds like that, I like to be under contract. Before I work too hard, spend all this energy time, I need to be under contract before I even get up out of bed. I don't even want to go to work at all on nobody's house till I'm under contract.
I like your approach, man, because I think you're right. I overthought it for so long that I was thinking well beyond the contract, but in reality it can change when you sign the contract. The deal changed. It's still a deal, but it wasn't what you thought it was. So you got to just be like water,
Be liquid. That's right. Cool beans. What do you think about this, Jay? Is this all exciting? Is this motivational and inspirational to you?
Yeah, it actually is, and especially the door-to-door aspect. That's one I need to actually start getting into. But it's definitely pretty cool on how you found this seller. And you said where did you find her from?
So there was 2 sellers. One, it was just through auction.com door knocking, but this last house I was just talking about is a friend of my fiance. She's an elderly lady in the Thai community, and just because through my fiance's restaurant, I'm kind of entwined in the Thai community. People in the Thai community here in St. Louis know that I do rent houses and stuff. So this lady had a situation where this tenant moved out and her house was trashed, filled with junk, and she needed somebody to get all the junk out. And she didn't know who to call or anybody. My fiance was like, my man here, he does stuff like this. He can help you out. So I got in touch with her. So I've just been helping her out, and just trying to be in her peripheral when the time comes. And now the time has come because she's in a desperation mode now. Because I've already offered her, to help her, but I didn't really fully understand her situation. And I'm glad I didn't offer any help, because in the past I probably would have offered her way too much. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know the strategies we're discussing now. So this helps. But yeah, I think the timing is it has a lot to do with this particular problem here.
And so just to be very clear too, Jimmy, like I said, say we go into contract with her $6,000, whatever gonna come up is gonna come up in title. If it don't come up in title, I don't worry about it. It's not my problem.
Okay.
It's not even something for you to overthink and overprocess. What if? Because even that person that say she owed money, maybe they didn't do what they supposed to do.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's not on you. It's on them. The burden of proof is on them to put their own. Get that ice going. The burden of proof is on them to put their paperwork right. The same thing when we go through a probate situation. If somebody's deceased and they put it out to say, "Hey, all creditors and predators speak now, forever hold your peace." The burden is on them to raise their hand and say, "Hey, no, they owe me $5,000 from back in 1992." Or whatever they're gonna say. If they don't say something, they don't get nothing. That's not our job to do their job for them. We're supposed to worry about doing our part of the business. Not saying we're gonna cheat anybody or scam anybody or never do anything bad or illegal, but it's not our job to work other people's job. We work our job.
10-4, yeah, understood.
Because it can definitely get real quick and caught, I gotta think for the buyer, think for the seller, think for this, think for that. No, we're overthinking. Even if a buyer come along and say, "Hey, I want to give you 30 for it," you looking like, "Damn, this house over here sold for 69, but this buyer said they want to give me 30. Should I go be like, oh no, they ain't gonna sell for 69? This one been sitting." I'm not going to disclose that information. That's not my job to go feed them that data.
True.
So we always, this is a business. It's not saying that it's ups and downs and people do what they're going to do. People overpay for stuff. People underpay for stuff. It's just part of the game. It's not our job to do other people's job. Get good at your job. That's what I'm basically trying to say.
Speaking of getting good at the job, I got exposed to another slice or portion of the job. I haven't really had much experience in marketing, but Justin kind of showed me the ropes a little bit on how he do it. And through the marketing, I'm sure you're going to get exposed to a lot of different types of buyers that you never thought existed, because he keeps blowing my mind with the people coming forward with pockets of cash that I was like, where are these people coming from? Like, what? How can these people not buy a house? Like, they sitting on 20 grand, 15 grand to put down. He's like, yeah, they come at me all the time. And I'm like, okay. So because I've never marketed, in this field, I've never been exposed to people like this. And there's a ton of them.
Yeah.
So
there's no shortage of money. They print money faster than ever before. They print it so fast you can't even make it that quick. They print money quick print. And so, you got to remember that 3/4 of the marketplace cannot qualify for a loan, because you got to remember all the stuff you got to do to be able to qualify. Time on the job, debt to income got to be correct.
Right.
You gotta, have your W-2s, taxes paid, all of this stuff. Bank statements, W-2s, tax returns, the whole shebang. They're going to dig through your whole life, where you living at, all of this stuff, and then possibly qualify you. But most people can't meet all those qualifications. It's too many qualifications. That's the reason why we work the world of creative real estate. We give an opportunity to someone in the marketplace who may not be able to qualify for a loan right now, but they need a home, and they got 20, 30, 40 grand sitting in their bank account. Why not put that toward a property that they can buy?
I agree with that.
We buy them creatively and we exit selling them creatively if we can, because that's exactly what the bank do. What does Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Mr. Cooper, and all them do? Nothing. They do some paperwork and collect money for years and years and years to come. Be just like the bank.
You know what? I'm willing to bet there are less people out there who are actually qualified to buy a house through the bank. So meaning that means the market is in our favor.
Yes. 76% of the marketplace cannot qualify for a loan. That's 3/4. Can't qualify. I can't even qualify. I'm sitting here talking to you right now. I can't qualify. Because I ain't had a job since 2011.
For the layman, like the way we've been brought up, or I've been brought up at least, like it makes you believe or makes you feel like the only way to buy the house is this way. And most people who buy in houses, everybody must be buying houses like this, like that's what I came to believe until recently.
And then you got to remember, depending on the type of loan that you're getting, if you're getting an FHA, The house has to be able to qualify. They got to have a house that's move-in ready, perfect, no tree branches lit going over the roof, all the little stuff. And I only know this because I sold a house on a flip, and I'm like, man, y'all picky as hell. I spent like $4,000 fixing up little stuff here and there to try to make them happy to get the deal done. But I'm like, damn, I wasn't trying to spend all that. But that was part of the game. I learned real quick. I said, yeah, I don't really like this retail side, which is fine for some people. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
The buyers get more, say somebody is qualified. They're going to be a little bit more picky. They're going to be a little bit more, the property got to be able to appraise all of that stuff. And, they got to want the house. So if anything they don't like, oh, yeah, I want that room blue and not white or whatever. It's a problem. So, it's just part of the game. It's nothing to be mad at. You just got to understand where you're at in the game and bring value to the marketplace. We're not paid by the hour. We're paid by the value that we bring to that hour. So be valuable.
We try.
All right. There you go.
Have you already tried to have somebody bring you like a loan, like a FHA loan or a DSCR loan just to try and buy one of your properties, Chris?
Sure. So here's the thing. I had a house here in Florissant that I flipped. I bought it to fix it up and keep it, but I couldn't qualify. Like I just got through saying for some reason. So whatever. Beautiful house, fixed up, 3-bedroom. We added a bathroom, 3 bathrooms. We added a bathroom in the basement, made it all beautiful. Cute house, perfect house, but I couldn't qualify. So what I ended up doing was selling the property. I put it on the market, MLS. I listed it myself, by the way. Got an offer the second day. Wow, full price offer. We're going to closing. 1 week goes by, 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by. Damn, 4 weeks go by. What's the hold up here? Oh, I get a call from the agent. Oh, yeah, my seller can't qualify for the loan anymore because they got a reduction in pay. One of those red tapes that I just mentioned earlier. So I had to start all over again, put it back active on the MLS, find a new buyer, and wait a whole another 30 days. So 60 days, 50 days, something like that, wasted trying to sell it on the market. And guess who was paying the utilities and the monthly payments and all the other stuff to deal with the property while holding the property? This guy right here. So this is why I say, it's a game. There's nothing wrong with it if you want to play it and you master it and understand it. It's just not the game that I prefer to play. I like the creative side where I can get a house as is and sell it as is. Or if I do a little something to it, I don't mind doing a little bit of stuff to try to make it, cleaned up, smell better, stuff like that. But I'm not doing any major work on these properties. And somebody else who's going to move in there, they can do whatever they want to do to the property. Paint it, fix little things, do little things, whatever they want. And they'd be glad to take over a property and do a handyman special. They're glad to do it. People love tinkering on stuff, fixing on stuff. And I let them. Why would I go in there and mess it up? So, yeah, Jay, that's kind of what I ran into, selling on the market. It can be a good thing. You can get a premium, but, boy, you got to jump through some hoops with gasoline draws.
Oh, my gosh. Why? Funny question. Why didn't you not list with a realtor?
What do I need a realtor for when I can list it myself? I mean, if you can tell me one reason why I would need a real estate agent, I'll be glad to hear it.
Oh, well, hold on. Let me ask you this. Why do realtors need a license then?
Exactly.
Well, I have an answer for that one. Why do realtors need a license? Because they're representing somebody else in the transaction.
Okay, so you represent yourself, then you don't technically need a license? Is that what you're saying? All right.
You think we're doing with wholesaling, ain't it? When we go under contract, I'm the buyer of the house on contract, and we're going to wholesale it. Then I'm going to assign my contract or my equitable interest to somebody else. I'm representing myself. I'm not representing Jay or Jimmy or Justin or anybody else. I'm representing myself. So that's the difference. We're not representing another person. We're representing ourselves. That's the loophole. So I don't need a license to list my own property on the MLS. Paid $100 and took some pictures and did a little listing and threw that bad boy on the MLS. Had it listed the next day. Took less than 24 hours. Now, you do have to, like I said, take the pictures, do the listing, and handle the calls and whatever the showings and set up a lockbox if you do that or whatever you want to do. You have to deal with that. And you're dealing with other agents or dealing with agents. I'm not an agent, but many times you're getting calls from other agents. Yeah, my client liked to see the property. I got a family interested in it. When can we see it? I'm like, well, it's vacant. You can go see it tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Boom, give them the lockbox code. They go look at it. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Or I'll meet them over there. If I'm like, hey, I need to get this sold, I'm going over there to fluff it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do all of these things when you understand how the game is played. So, there's nothing wrong with having a real estate license. It just won't do me any good.
Mm.
You thinking about getting your license, Jay?
No.
Because you can represent other people then, not just yourself.
I thought about it, but I'm like, well, if I'm just representing myself, I can definitely do well for just myself.
Which I think, some people could do good. I mean, I would do great as an agent. It just, I don't like to cut up my money because you got to remember too, you do a deal, you got to pay a fee. Like, I think it's like a $4.95 fee. You can put that into the deal, not a big deal. Then you got your broker who's over you. They get a cut of the deal. Then they like, oh, I don't like you doing those wholesale deals, or I don't like you doing those creative deals, or I don't like you doing whatever deals I don't like to know nothing about. I don't like that. So nobody liking nothing. So now I'm like, maybe I don't need a license. Maybe I'll just stay as an independent real estate investor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also,
it's a broker that's cool with all that stuff. I don't see nothing wrong with it. It just, and you got to pay them MLS fees. It's just an extra set of bills. If you're producing like that and you really helping people and putting people in houses and you like to show houses and do all that type of stuff, great. Want access to the MLS, great. But generally, it's not really worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze to me on that one. But it would be for you, Jay. I think you'd make a great agent.
You think so?
Yeah, you can help people.
I help people all day.
This is your middle name. It's Jay, Mr. Helpman.
I'm not too sure. I'll think about it on that one. Well, it's on the list.
And you got to pass the test. That's the other thing. Don't forget about that part. You got to pass the test.
Hey, Jay, I've met some realtors out there. I know some of my friends who've been realtors. Trust me, if they can do it, like, damn, like, it can't be that hard.
They can pass.
I'm not trying to diss my own friends, but I'm calling a spade here. If they can do it, I'm like, wow, okay.
But here's the thing, Jimmy. Yeah, they probably could pass the test, but do they understand real estate?
True. That's a whole nother game. That's a good point.
Have you looked at the stuff on the test?
Yeah. No, I have not.
It's like 200 questions.
It's junk. I mean, I don't want to call it junk, but a lot of it is junk. To me,
a lot of it is ethical, is it not?
What do you mean?
Like making sure that you understand the ethical boundaries of serving another person when you're doing these real estate deals, right? You have to make sure that the whoever you're representing is at your best interest. And
we know this though. You know that, and you ain't took the test.
I don't know if I'd answer the questions correctly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So say you go through, learn all that, and you still don't know nothing about real estate, don't know nothing about wholesaling, creative finance, anything. We just went and learned all this stuff, which is cool, but a lot of it won't be the tools you need to be successful, is what I'm saying. It'll be stuff you learned. It's like saying I'm gonna go back and learn everything I learned in kindergarten all over again in kindergarten. But I'm way past that stuff. We actually helping people in real life, structure deals, refinancing stuff, taking over loans, structuring deals to make people actually be able to avoid foreclosure. All the things that we talk about every week. Do that. So there you go. You don't get your license, Jimmy?
Help to the no.
Why not?
It doesn't serve me any good when
I think you'll be a good agent.
I think you'd be the best agent.
You're trustworthy.
Thank you. But I think I can help people creatively better than going through the bank, because we out here trying to put the money in our pockets, not the bank's pockets.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. Most agents, just like most wholesalers, are one-trick ponies. They know one strategy. But we don't know what's going to come up when we're marketing in this marketplace. That one strategy may not work. That's how I stumbled upon the first deal I bought in 2018. Started wholesaling August of 2018, or closed my first deal.
Right.
Bought my first house December 2018.
Right.
First house, and that was because the lady didn't have enough equity to sell it as a cash deal, but she wanted out. I'm like, well, I'll just take it over. She signed it over gladly, and we've been making a payment every month since for the last 7 years. It just hit its 7-year anniversary, ain't it? What's this? 2026. So that's an 8-year, ain't it? 28. 9. Hold on. 2018. So 19, 20, 21.
Yeah.
24, 25, 26. 8
Yeah.
years in a row.
Yeah.
And that house got about $150,000 in equity. And all I did was buy the real estate. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate, then wait.
Right on. Hey Jay, what's your situation like? Are you a W-2 earner, or is this your full-time gig?
So right now, I own my own business, just doing
Nice.
junk cleanouts. So right now, I was actually about to tell you, I found a warehouse. I'm trying to schedule a warehouse cleanout right now, and I am wholesaling. I slowed down, but I'm still calling like here and there.
What are you doing at the warehouse? You saying you found a warehouse for you, or are you talking about something to put under contract?
I found a warehouse to it's like a post-construction clean. So basically, they're trying to lease out this warehouse, and they just need some cleaners to like dust and just clean like the floors. So I was gonna get somebody to basically like find subs to clean out the warehouse, and then I can just keep on marketing and doing the things I need to do here.
Now you're cooking.
Yeah.
There you go.
I had a
I
cleaning
learned from the best.
5 years. Had a cleaning business for 5 years. So yeah, there's definitely money in that.
Yeah.
So, but a few weeks ago, I had a seller. He was trying to sell the house all the way over there in Raleigh, North Carolina, and he was trying to sell it for $10,000 just so he can bury his mom. The home was worth about $55,000.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, this could be a very good deal. I have not heard from him ever since. I've been trying to follow up with him, and now his phone is just going straight to voicemail. So
Probably sold it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Plus, you can always call him from another number. I don't even call him no more from the same number no more. Let's see if he answers his other number. We're gonna get this figured out. You can't hide from me, man.
And one more, the property I told you about in, I think, Tennessee, the one nearby you. There was another wholesaler that asked me for help to get him under contract. I said no, but now he's reaching back out to me, and he's like, "Well, I have 2 days until my contract ends," and I'm like, I don't really know what I can really do to help you with that, but now I know that's somebody I can potentially reach out to, so I can get him under contract as well, since that guy did not do a really good job at.
Why do you think he couldn't sell it?
I don't think he tried.
So he just put it under contract and then what? Put it in a group instead of truly marketing it?
I don't think he didn't even do anything. He put it under contract, and the last thing I talked to him yesterday, he said he's been just busy with family stuff. I said, okay, for the last 25 days, you didn't do anything? He said, no, not really. So I said, there's nothing I can really do to help you.
Yeah, I mean, it only take about 10 days or so before you know that, hey, this ain't a deal. You should have some feedback from the marketplace or from your so-called buyers that, hey, yeah, we can pay this much, but we can't pay this much. The marketplace will tell you if you're truly marketing, because it's only 2 reasons a property won't sell. And what are they, Jay?
Say that one more time.
There's only 2 reasons a property won't sell, and what could that be?
Price and motivation.
That's price and what?
Motivation. Nah.
Jimmy, help him out.
Is that marketing?
Come on with it. Marketing.
Marketing.
The price is too high or the marketing is bad. If you got good marketing and the price is proper, anything will sell. Anything.
Okay.
That's the whole thing. Motivation is not what we're doing. It's the price or the marketing. Motivation gonna be there already, or we won't even be talking to them. It's a reason why it will not sell. When that price comes down to the number that somebody's willing to pay, even if that's $1, it'll sell.
Okay.
So because price is made up. That's the part that a lot of people don't see for some reason when it comes to this here thing.
That's me. I have a hard time wrapping my brain about that. Price is made up, but you're absolutely right. That shit is crazy.
Because it's valuable to somebody else, and you're looking at it like, I wouldn't buy that with your money.
Right. I keep running into these situations in the past month. Like, what the fuck? People do these deals? Like, I keep walking past them
all the time. It happens more often than you would believe. You'd be like, wow, I thought that was junk. I was gonna throw that away. And you paid for that? You crazy. So we let them pay for it. You know, it's all part of it. And that's why I don't try to get caught up with just everything about price. I try to truly understand their motivation, their situation, what's going on with them, because um, you know, everybody got what they got. So let me see. I'm gonna show you the flip of the week. Actually, we got two flips of the week. Jay will like this. How you like this one, Jay?
Where's this one? Oh, this one. I feel like I've seen this at your storage.
That's elegant.
Oh, it's gone now. It's already in somebody's house. But that sold. What did it sell for? What you think I paid for that?
Like $25.
No,
Probably
I
nothing.
ain't that good. I'm pretty good, but I ain't that good.
I'm gonna say 50.
It was 125 bucks.
Okay.
And we sold it for 10x. I looked online, they sell for about $5,000. I was like, damn.
What?
This ain't cheap. This ain't no cheap stuff. I don't deal in cheap stuff. I like stuff that costs money. So, yeah, you know, something like this came out of an estate sale. They had $250 on it, and I got it at half price, so $125. And waited a few weeks and sold it for the $1,250. Price is made up, man. Made up. Don't get caught up thinking that, oh, they ain't gonna pay that. Man, these people be buying all kind of stuff. You be thinking they can't do that. Yeah, they sure can.
That's crazy.
It was
Price is made up.
sold this week, but I don't even see it. It was another item that sold for some stupid money. I was like, damn, I feel bad. I don't even see it, but yeah, it happens. Part of the game. Buy low, sell high. Or in this thing, what we do in real estate, we contract low and assign high. Come on with it. That's it. Don't overthink it. Don't get, worried about it. And it'll be okay. Any other questions about any of that?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Because Jay, I think I hear somebody calling you.
Hello.
Hi, is this Jay?
Hey, yeah, this is Jay. Is this the owner of 123 Maple Street?
Yeah, I got your voicemail talking about call you back.
Yeah, I was just wondering, is everything okay?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah, I just noticed that the property was going to auction. Have you found anything, or have you been figuring out like a plan to stop the auction?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to the bank tomorrow.
Gotcha. You talking to the bank? What are you in the bank trying to do with the home?
I'm gonna see what they can do for me because I don't want to just lose the house,
Okay.
But yeah, I appreciate the call, buddy. I mean, I was just calling you back. I didn't know what this was about.
Yeah, awesome. Just a quick question though, but for your property, are you trying to keep the house or are you trying to sell it?
Well, I mean, I would sell it.
Okay. You would sell it? Do you know, like, how much would you sell it for?
$300,000.
300,000. Okay. And just wondering, like,
buy it, or are you like an agent? Because I got a call from some agents too the other day, and they've been calling me talking about listing it or something. I don't know. You trying to buy it, or what are you trying to do?
I buy houses all the way like over here in Charlotte. I'm just wondering if you were looking to sell the property. Is now like a good time?
Yeah, if you give me 300,000, I'd sell it.
Okay. And 300,000, is that, do you have like a mortgage on the home? Like how much do you have left to pay off on that?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'd have to look, but yeah, I'd have to sell it for 300,000.
Okay. And that would basically cover everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't really know if we can give you 300,000. I just like to wonder what's like the current condition of the property? Like, have you done like any renovations to it?
Oh, that's a pretty good house. Nothing wrong with it. You can move right in here with your family. You looking for a house for your family?
It's mainly more just for me, but you said that I can move right in and just start living in it.
Yeah, I'll move out of here as soon as you buy it. I'm out of here. I'm moving to Florida.
Okay. Why do you want to move to Florida?
It's a tax-free state.
Oh, okay. You own a business by chance?
Yes.
Okay. Got you.
I have a junk removal business.
Oh, so okay. Well, that's good. I mean, that you have a junk removal business and nobody likes taxes either.
Yeah.
But yeah. And what was your name by chance? I forgot to get your name.
My name's Jimmy.
Oh, okay. Hey, Jimmy, this is Jay.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
Well, definitely.
My name's Jay too, but my friends call me Jimmy.
Okay. 300,000. You said you want to go to Florida. Okay. And what's really stopping you from selling the home now?
Just getting that 300,000. If I get that, I'll sell it.
Okay. All right. Well, if we can't do 300,000, would you take anything less?
Maybe. It just depends. I mean, what would you give me for it?
It just depends. I would have to come in person just to see the condition of the property. Like I said, I don't want to promise you something of which I can't give you, but definitely, when's like a good time tomorrow, like to come by and see the property?
Well, I won't be available tomorrow. I got appointments all day.
I got you. When's the best time you'll be available?
Probably the day after tomorrow.
Gotcha. And is there like a certain time you'll be free?
All day. Tuesday.
Gotcha. So Tuesday, I'll swing by at 2:00. That sounds good.
Sounds great.
All right. Well, thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy, for your time. Let's wrap it up, and I'll see you on Tuesday.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Jay. What do you think? How do you think you did there?
I am rusty.
You're very rusty. You're not very bad, but you're very rusty.
Yeah.
What do you think you did good? What do you think you did bad?
One, I set the appointment, which is good, but two, I could have built more rapport like with the seller and uncovering more on why they would want to sell, try and get a certain, what is it called? Yeah, I try and uncover more on like motivation, like why they actually want to sell. And I didn't get anything about their condition, just move in ready.
Good enough. Okay. What do you think you did bad?
Bad. I feel like I was not prepared.
Did
But-
you be prepared to have a conversation?
No.
Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Jimmy, what do you think you did? How do you think you did on that call?
Honestly, probably better than what I would do, but he hit the motivation. He got a price from the seller. You know, that's a good start. Willing to follow up with. So that's really, really good. Actually, if they're willing to follow up with you, that means they're motivated. So overall, pretty good. I don't know how personable you need to be on the phone. Like when you're on the phone, do you really try to build rapport? Like how much rapport do you feel is necessary? Because I thought Jay did a pretty good job. He approached you very respectfully, making sure that you good. So how much further does he need to go, or do you think he did enough?
Well, I think he did great. As I would give that out of a 1 to 10, about a 4.
Okay.
4. Now, why would I give it a 4, Jay?
It was choppy.
What about the 4 pillars? Which pillar did you miss?
I missed timeline.
Timeline. We don't even know when we're going to do something. And it's the elephant in the room. If we're able to get you the money that you're asking for, the 300,000, are you ready to get the process started today? Question for him. That's a question. We don't know if that person ready to sign now, sign tomorrow. Another guy can call him tomorrow, tonight, after you, while you talking about waiting to Tuesday. We know they got an auction coming up. Why are we waiting? Not saying that you have to rush them into anything, but your question should gauge where you go next. You need to be asking a question. So, I mean, if we're able to do 300,000, that's something you want to move forward with today to get the response, to see how they think about that. Well, I got to check with my wife. Oh, I got to look at my dog and let him lick me in the face like Jimmy did a little bit ago. All the stuff they got to do, the excuses. We don't want to. We want to know if we're dealing with a prospect or a suspect. Who are we dealing with? How do you know if he's really motivated? Yeah, well, I'll talk to you Tuesday. Yeah, you can come by Tuesday. You can come by Wednesday. They tell you anything to get off the damn phone and never answer the phone for you again. And remember, you said something about an auction, didn't you, Jay?
Yeah.
Why don't we know about that? How did you get into this situation? How did this auction thing come about? We don't understand him.
Mhm.
We're trying to beat him up on price. I think we spend too much energy on price, to be honest.
Mhm.
How much you owe? What's this? And what you want? Is that the least you'll take? Yeah, we're gonna ask that stuff, but I feel like we spent a lot of energy on that versus, and that's only one of the 4 pillars. If we had timeline, condition, motivation, and price, what should we be spending the most time on out of those 4?
Motivation and
Motivation.
no.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Full stop. Motivation. We need to understand their motivation. Why are you selling? To move away from the pain or move toward some type of gain? We need to understand that. We don't understand that if we don't ask. We need to truly understand their situation. How did you get in this situation? What would you like to happen? I mean, how do you see all this working for you in the best case scenario, Mr. Seller? Well, if I can just get 10,000, I'm ready to move out of here today, buddy. We don't know that though. See, we don't want to lead them with a question. We don't want to lead them with an answer. We want to give them a question to let them answer on their own and see where we go from there. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So that's a question. How do you see all this working out for you, like in the best case scenario? What would you like to happen here? I just want to avoid the auction. I want to stay in my house. I want to raise my daughter here. We don't know. There's a lot of unknowns. Is that all adding up, Jimmy and Jay?
Mhm. I definitely felt like I tried to.
Because we're trying to close somebody on something we don't understand their situation. Even when you go see them on Tuesday, what are we talking about?
Okay.
Like,
Go see him. I want to be under contract when I go see him, me personally, but you know, why am I running out to their house? Especially when he know he got an auction and the whole world know that he's got a pre-foreclosure situation going on here. He got an auction day coming up in 2 weeks or whenever. We all know that. Why am I waiting 2-3 days to go see him? They get the amnesia. They find another guy to come along like me that's gonna close them, or Jimmy that's gonna knock on his door and get belly to belly with the seller and make a deal right then and there. While we talking about waiting 2 or 3 days to go see him. So you know he might be motivated. We might not. I don't know. I don't want to guess it. I want to make sure I know that they're understanding what we're going to do. Also, if we're going to be making appointments to go out to people's properties, if we come out to see your house and everything makes sense, so you're ready to get the process going right then and there. We have to get the commitment. I like to get the commitment before making an offer, and I also like to get the commitment before going out to a house. We want to get them to commit to some stuff. We're not committing to anything. We're asking questions, but we want them to be able to say, oh, you know what? That makes sense to me. I can do that. If they're not saying that, I'm not running out to somebody's house. Any other thoughts, questions, comments, concerns on that call?
I agree with you 100%, Chris.
Yeah, tell them, Art. Yeah.
Seriously, getting the contracts before going to see a house has been a major shift for me. It's working very well, and I highly recommend it.
There's no reason to be running out to somebody's house for them to play games with you. And you could have found out they have no motivation right then and there on the phone.
Yeah, we can do a lot over the phone, and these sellers can help us with a lot. They'll get us pictures and everything.
They working for you. They on the team. They don't even know it.
I think my issue now with that though is getting the damn person on the phone, man.
Well, that's part of the game.
It is, but
skill set separates you from everybody else. You can find the person that everybody else can't find.
True. The phone game, I get it. It's super valuable and save you a lot of time, but god damn, it's hard to get in front of somebody. Whereas I go to this person's house, it gives me a little bit more tactile feel for the situation. Like, okay, I see a car that's home. We see junk piled up in front of the house. You know, like it gives me a better feel for this person's situation or of why they're not answering their phone too. Because sometimes like I'm calling and like this person answers their phone, but sometimes come to find out the person didn't even have a phone to begin with. I've been calling and it's ringing and the person doesn't even have a phone. So who the fuck's phone number is this? I have no idea. So it just got frustrating for me to get on the phone, man. I still do it, but my success rate is really low. So I'm going to get back on the phone, but right now door knocking seems to be a higher percentage win percentage for me.
I've even door knocked people and go to the house like, man, this house stank. What y'all doing up in there? Is that a dead body? I don't even think I want this house. I'm gone. It could be that too. You know, I come to some house like, man, you got $9 in there. Or like Justin, I don't know if he's still on that house he's dealing with had 9 or 10 dead dogs in there. Come on now.
Justin trying to get back in the call right now.
You say you're trying to get back in the call.
That's what he said.
He's on here, but not on here. Oh, there you go. You on there, Justin?
Yeah, I'm here. I wanted to say, Jay, we don't have to see property in order to, get a price or get it lowered or anything like that. So that was one thing I was gonna say about your call.
What else you thought about that call, Justin? Was it like, I mean, what would you grade it on a 1 to 10?
I would say, maybe about where you was at as far as a 4 and stuff. But yeah, Jay, we on this thing and we pushing each other every week, but you got to spend more time on listening to those calls. Like we can't keep going, week after week after week. You're blowing leads if you don't know how to have a conversation with people. So when you first get on the phone with them and see anybody else there, just let you just keep going and not really care about your progress and stuff. But I don't know what you're doing in your free time, but you need to be listening to Chris calls that's online and see how he approached the calls, or you have other individuals on there out there online as well. But you got to learn how the conversation actually goes, what to say and what not to say and stuff. And then that way, you can become better. But I don't know what you're doing in your free time, but you got to literally be listening to those calls in your ear throughout your day and just get familiar with that conversation. So it's going to be super important. So next time we get you on the call and stuff, that you actually ready, because we can't have weeks and weeks and weeks going by, especially if you're trying to be, very successful in this. And I'll say that's one of the biggest things that separate us from everybody else is that we actually know how to have the seller calls. We actually know how to have the seller conversations and everything. So that's just gonna be a big one, Jay. Just don't go this next week, man, without listening to those calls and stuff and get familiar with it.
That's right. Don't even do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go out there and actually understand them, because I think somebody calling you, Jimmy.
This is Jimmy.
Hey, you left a sticky note on my car. What the hell is this about?
Hey, is this Chris from 123 Main?
Yeah, you left a sticky note on my car.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm glad you called me back though. I was trying to reach out to you actually about your house. You got a minute to talk?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, I came across your house online. I understand you're in a financial situation. Do you mind talking about that?
What do you mean financial situation?
Well, I see your house here has got a date set for auction of next Thursday. Have you moved forward on that? Like, you got any plans on how to take care of that?
Oh, I had some guy saying he was going to buy it, but I don't think he's going to buy it anymore. So I don't know what's going on with that. I'm just going to probably let the bank take it.
Well, were you open to selling it if you're talking to a buyer?
He was going to make an offer and never call me back.
Really? Well, what did you guys discuss? How much were you guys talking?
300,000.
300,000? Okay. Did he come up with that number or did you?
Well, that's what we need to buy. I mean, for him to buy it, 300,000. I mean, are you a buyer or agent? What are you?
Well, I can be. I just want to know what your situation is to figure out if I can help you best. I might not be the right buyer for you, but I might be able to line something up to help you get what you need. So how did you come up with that 300,000, by the way?
300,000, I'd sell it.
Okay. I mean, if that's the number that you're stuck with, like if that's what it takes for you to move forward, what's stopping you from doing it today?
I was waiting on that guy Jay to call me back. He never called back.
So it sounds like if you got somebody who could come forth with that 300,000, you're willing to sign the contract today.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I might be your guy. How about I get back with you in an hour and we can go through the paperwork? Are you okay with that?
In an hour? Yeah, that's fine. I'm here.
Let me ask you something, Chris. That 300,000, what are you gonna do with it?
That's gonna pay the house off.
Oh, okay. So that's how much you owe on the house.
Yeah, the bank said I owe 291, something like that.
Okay. I see. Well, I see that you want to sell the house and you need 300,000 and you're trying to wrap this up like immediately as fast as possible, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know the auction coming up here in about a week, so I don't know if you can buy it that quick or not.
Okay. Well, based off your situation, not a whole lot of people are going to be able to come with 300,000 like super quick. I can work with you, but would you be open to terms?
What do you mean terms?
So, typically when somebody buys a house, especially like an investor or somebody to get in, they can offer you cash, but that usually comes at a really low, they're going to lowball you and try to get it at a discount. But, if you got a house that somebody's willing to buy at your price, they need to be able to work with you on the down payment and, monthly payments and such like that to make it easier for them to get in on this deal. Would you be open to discussing something like that?
You meaning you're going to do a down payment? I don't understand any of that. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I could break it down for you. What I'm just trying to get at is if I can get you that 300,000, would you be open to doing that over a period of time?
Well, you got to pay that loan off.
Okay.
My bank won't be allowing that stuff.
Oh, we can work with the bank to do that. I mean, I have options or ways where I can assume your loan and we don't have to worry about that. Would you be open to that?
Assume the loan.
Or not assume the loan, I can take over your loan. Excuse me.
I mean, if you can assume the loan, that would be great. You'll be on the hook for 29 more years.
Pardon my my words. I misspoke there. What I meant is that I can step in and take over your loans if you're open to that option, and then I would help you basically get out of your foreclosure situation and get something in your pocket. Are you open to a deal like that?
For sure. If you can assume it, we can do a deal today.
Again, I'm not trying to assume the loan here, but we can talk about how I can take over the loan and get you out of your house situation. You
talk about it.
Okay. How about we meet up later today? You cool with that?
Well, I'm not in town right now.
Okay, well, if I thought you wanted to wrap up this deal as soon as possible. If that's the case, when's the best time?
I mean, you can go by there. Art is there. That's my cousin.
Okay.
You're going to have to deal with him too. He ain't paying no rent. He just up in there living.
Oh, okay. So you got somebody squatting in there too, huh? How's that treating you?
Man, he's a good cousin. He ain't never did nothing wrong to me. I just let him stay there sometimes.
Yeah. Has he got a place to go? Has he got a place to go when you selling the house?
You're going to have to deal with him with that.
Okay. So you plan on having him out of there when the deal is closed?
No, you're going to have to deal with Art when you go there. He's there now. He the one that called me and told me somebody left a sticky note on my car. I said, who the hell left a note on my car?
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I'd like to talk to Art. That'd be cool. But, I'd actually like to see you more to get this deal figured out. So just tell me when the best time for me and you to sit down and talk out this deal.
Well, I'm supposed to be out of town here until the day before the auction. So I don't know. I mean, do you really need to see me?
Well, how about I just send the contract over to you and you take a look? Will you be willing to do that and we can get it done today?
Send it over. I got an email.
Beautiful. Let me get your contact info and we'll get that started.
Okay. What do you need? Just an email?
Your email and your phone number. That would work.
You call. Well, I'm calling from, which is on your caller ID.
All
That's
right.
the number. Don't you be calling this number back, by the way. You can text it, and then I'll tell you if you can call. Don't call it back. Always text me first. But my email is chris@futurecashflowclub.com.
Beautiful, Chris. Okay, I'll go ahead and send over the contract over to you, and then I'll text you to make sure you got it. And then we should reconnect to make sure that you understand the contract and that we got it all figured out and signed.
Makes sense.
All right, we'll be in touch. Thanks, Chris.
Have a good day. All right. How do you think you did, Jimmy?
I misspoke a few times, but definitely better than my first call I did with you.
It's hard to get back once you slip it out, huh?
Yeah, I try to divert, but I don't think you were gonna let me off the hook.
Hell no, I'm gonna stick to that. You said you're gonna assume it.
Man, for somebody who's in a financial situation, you should know a lot about a lot of words about real estate.
You said you're gonna assume it. I said, I'm gonna let you do that. The bank told me I can get somebody to assume the loan. They told me that.
All right, you caught me.
On a 1 to 10, how do you think you did?
Maybe a 6, 5. I'll give myself a 5.
Did you hit all the 4 pillars?
I believe I did, right? You're motivated. I got a timeline. I got your price. So, yeah. Am I missing one? Motivation, timeline, price, and damn, how am I forgetting this last one? I just looked at.
This house is a rat hole.
Oh, condition. The condition I got was that you got to.
You don't even know it.
I didn't even know about the condition, but hey, I do know that there's a cousin who's taking advantage of you.
For sure, that's always an extra problem when you're dealing with people.
Okay.
Art, how do you think that call went?
So that just dropped down to a 4 without the condition. Go ahead, Art.
I think it was a I think it was a good call. It's enough to at least get someone qualified, and I mean almost fully get them qualified and determine if it's something to look at. You know, that's really good in itself. Yeah, if you didn't get the condition, you definitely want to ask about that.
Right.
That's very important. We gotta make sure we get in the fundamentals. You know, we talk about a lot of stuff here in the creative world, and it kind of get in the weeds a lot.
Right.
It's just gotta stick with the fundamentals. Like, gotta get the layups in first every time.
Right.
But yeah, you did good with those things. Couple things, obviously, never say assume. Other thing is, do not use the word, or I don't recommend you use the word contract ever. Paperwork or agreement, it goes over a lot better. It's a little less scary for people.
Okay. I want to get my attorney to review it, right, Art?
Yeah. You
Right.
bring an objection that you didn't even want.
I need to write that one down because you're absolutely right. Contract's a scary word.
Yes, we always just want them to okay the paperwork, look over the paperwork, sign the agreement, never signing a contract ever. And then last thing I want to ask is, do you have any particular framework or script that you use when you're on these calls?
Not a specific one other than the closing words. And it's basically once I know I got a motivated seller that I think I can act on. Justin and I kind of worked out a script so that I can follow up with the seller and let him know that I'm contacting my partner to get the best option for the seller, so that they're more open to following up the follow up. I see where you're getting at, and I do need a more thought out script instead of shooting from the hip like I do.
Yes.
I have okay, there's these goals and these conversations that I need to touch, but not a very analyzed way, like how you guys break it down to get to those answers. So yeah, I agree.
Thinking of it not as a script, but as a framework or bullet points.
Right.
On our notepad, timeline, condition, motivation, price. We know before I get off the phone, we're gonna talk about these things right here. We might talk about a whole bunch of other stuff, but I know I'm hitting these things somewhere in this conversation.
True.
If this bullet points.
Yeah, and Chris, he has a. I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Art. You good?
I was just gonna say, for anyone who don't know, Chris has paperwork that he offers as a service that has many different frameworks that you can use in various situations, whether it's a cold call, pre-foreclosure. You want to have different frameworks for these different types of calls because these are slightly different conversations. And depending on the words that we use in these very specific situations is really going to make a huge outcome or difference on the outcome. So we cannot skip over that part, just like we cannot skip over the 4 pillars on every call. We need to go into it with a framework ahead of time. Ideally, like I keep them printed out everywhere I'm at. So as soon as I'm jumping on a call, it's like there. Even though I've done it enough where I should be able to remember it all, but we don't want to lead us to our memory because it might be a specific question on that paper that the timing of it, if you ask it just right, it can open up Pandora's box. And you can't always think of that. You have to hide that stuff. You have to.
That's valuable. I should write it down and have it in front of me.
Every time. And like I say, it's not the end of the world for the for the stuff we're doing. You just have to understand that, hey, we're hitting these things every conversation. Basic fundamentals. Talking about timeline. If we can work everything out, how soon would you like to close? Or if this makes sense, are you ready to get the process started today? We're gauging their motivation through that question. They're like, yeah, I'm ready to go right now. And you talking about, I can get there in 2 weeks and I can come see it and I can come pet your dog. And all that. Man, ain't nobody doing all that. I'm moving at the pace they ready to move at. If they ready to go now, I'm ready to go now. We're sending them the paperwork. And somebody even asked it here. Do you need to meet the seller? You don't need to meet them. Meet them for what?
Do sub 2 deals, wholesale deals. Don't meet sellers or buyers or tenant buyers. I meet some tenant buyers, some of them.
Matter of fact, the 2 best deals I've ever done in real estate, I never met those sellers. 36,000 on one and 35,000 on the other. Never met neither seller. I prefer not to meet you if we're going to get them kind of checks. Or them kind of deposits, whatever you want to call them. I'd rather not meet you. I bought houses from people I never even met. Many times over. So, I mean, you can meet them, but why am I making that an obstacle? You creating an obstacle to prevent yourself from moving forward. We can meet them, but that's not going to stop me from moving forward with, hey, we understand all of this stuff. It makes sense. Let's get them the paperwork over and get this thing going. Jay, how do you think that call went? Do you think it was a good call, better than your call, worse than your call?
I think it went better, definitely. But then the main part of he said assuming the loan, and you're like, oh, assuming the loan, perfect. You can assume this loan and do all this other type of stuff. So, and definitely could have asked more about the condition of the property with art in there as well.
Yeah. I mean, and these are some of the things that we come across in real life. It's a squad, a family member living in there. I did like that you asked about that, Jimmy. What is the cousin doing? Is he going to be out when we close? No, you're going to have to deal about that. I like to keep it very messy, and that's what they do in real life. Play these games. Not saying it's a game, but it's a problem. It's an obstacle that you have to overcome. Every deal won't be just a layup easy. There may be some things you have to figure out and solve, which is not a problem. That's what we're getting paid the big bucks for, to solve problems for people. We might have to move Art into another house or to an apartment or give them $2,000 to get the hell out. I don't care. Get them up out of there. But the deal got to make sense for that. Justin, did you have anything on that call?
Yeah, I think you got to clean up the intro a lot, Jimmy, is you can kind of offend people, with certain things. Like, yeah, you had said, I see you are in, financial distress or something like that. You had said, people will I'm not in financial distress. My husband divorced me and blah, 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 blah. So you can, set them off back. That's why, the whole equation that Chris teaches us is about asking questions and stuff, assuming nothing. Just because they are behind on their payments, we don't know if they in financial distress.
That's a good catch. That's a good catch.
Yeah, sometimes people have a large portfolio or something, or they doing something different. I mean, it's really nothing to really say, hey, if this person is in financial distress or whatever. So just cleaning up the intro. I do say, do you have a quick sec? But I try to be very precise in the intro to get them on the hook because we want to move quickly because they can't hang up and end the call. So, you got them to call the sticky note. Hey, the reason I called, I seen you all, or, the home came up on the foreclosure list. Have you guys had a chance to talk to the bank or, what was your plans? Oh, well, and then let them go into whatever that is and see if they're willing to play ball. So, assume nothing, get straight to the question asking. You know, so I think that'll really help you out in the intro and stuff.
Yep.
Because once you piss them off, it's really gonna be hard to get them back on the hook. So now you have to work twice as hard to get them back into rotation and stuff. You didn't give any pushback on his number. He said 300,000. You were like, okay. And I could be mistaken. I don't remember hearing any pushback on the number.
No,
And
0.
just simply asking, how did you come up with that number? You know, sometimes that you know.
I did ask that. He wouldn't even entertain the answer. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to accept that 300 is his magic wand number.
You don't necessarily have to accept it. If somebody tell you 300 and they sticking to it 300, so if you were able to get 300,000 for it, are you ready to get the process going today?
Right.
Trying to get some commitments out of them, regardless if that number works or not, because it don't matter right now, because we're still trying to uncover who are we dealing with.
So I think I did ask that. I was like, if he says yes to that, that means he's a very motivated seller, and we can get the deal done today. So that's true. Okay.
He owed 291 on it, so you can always pivot to something creative, because instead of coming out 300 large and stuff on a skinny deal that it might end up being, he's just looking for his 9,500 $9,000 exit. So if that's all he's willing to take, we can figure those type of things out versus where he might want 300, and the reason he wasn't able to get 300 in the past is because the house is at its current value not worth 300. So if he just looking for $9,000, you probably can work with him on that, and then try to structure something to where you take over the existing mortgage or something like that. So that could be a situation for something like that.
When I was trying to break into the creative finance option, do you guys feel like I went into the weeds a little too much, or was that a little bit too much? Because I was trying
just cleaned up that third party story a little better. That's all. You need to practice a simple, basic third party story. Very simple.
Right.
In the past, what we've done for people is we would just go ahead, give them a little bit of money, moving money, and just take over their payments. You think something like that would help you out?
Okay. I like how you put that, because I remember Justin telling me that we want to keep things vague. We don't want to overpromise or make them caught on anything. So I didn't want to disclose anything, but I was like, would you be able to work with us if we can get you that 300 if you did terms? And I didn't want to disclose what those terms were over the phone, but at least just to see if you're open to them.
If there was a way that we could help you get the number that you need, but we just have to get a little creative. Is that something you're even open to speaking about? What do you mean creative? I'm glad you asked. Let me get you on the phone with Justin. You ain't even got to try to sell him. Get him on the phone with a closer at that point. For real, to be honest, there's no reason to try to close people on the first call all the time either. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to understand, is this person really serious about selling, or are they just playing around trying to see what they can get, or they just don't really care? You got to understand them. People are kind of complex.
Right.
And Jimmy, if you peep what he's saying, that was the same thing I just told the girl we was at her house and stuff. That's the same type of conversation I said to her, which was, I didn't get to commit to anything. Okay, we could get you to that number, but would you be, open to doing something creative? And still with no concrete. She had questions, she had rebuttals, basically saying like, hey, what do you think you'll be able to give me a month? I don't go into all that. Let's get the paperwork signed. Let's figure everything out later.
True.
That's it. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Did anybody else have any thoughts on that call?
Yeah. So like I said, the first time around, I would have just kept it basic with the fundamentals. But one thing past that, since this is a creative class, one angle that I would have took was, once he said that he wanted 300,000, and I know it's 291 left on the loan, I would have used that a couple different ways to go into the terms offer. One, I would have, came up with a crazy low ball cash number. I probably would have threw out 160,000. That's what we need to be if we're doing cash, and then go to terms from there. Or I would explain to them, if you're trying to sell this for 300,000 and you owe 291, by the time you sell it for 300,000, you're not going to be getting 291. And then from there, I can build on the benefits of a terms deal. So I just will throw that in just since we're here.
That's smart.
It costs money to sell a house. That's a fact. It costs money to sell that house. Matter of fact, it's gonna cost more than that $9,000 to sell that house on 300.
That really shows that you looking out for their best interest. I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I am. But what it really is just thinking down the line and the process for them and bringing that information to them right now so we can help accelerate the timeline.
No, that's a rapport builder right there. That's good.
Yeah, because most people ain't thinking like that. They if they think they just want to do 300,000, 291, people gonna be like, well, I want to see if I can give them 300,000. If I'm trying to do a terms deal, I'm gonna finagle that right there.
So even if you got 300,000, you're gonna pay 15,000 in closing costs and junk fees and transfer tax, depending on where state you're in and all of this stuff. All of this stuff that you got that's extra. They gotta understand it costs money to do this business. We're gonna help you not pay money, but we're gonna put money in your pocket when you sell. Would that be good for you? Yeah, I like the sound of that. I want them saying yeah. I want them agreeing with me. Do you think that'll help you out? Yeah, that would help a lot. You think that'll be beneficial to you? Yes, that would help us. Oh man, they'll be like Justin said, the lady was crying. Oh, you saved me. That's what the feeling you want. Yeah, we could save you. The sign right here.
Yep. And if we can help them talk through what they're saying they want to happen and then help them figure out that that's not a viable solution, we're helping to establish ourselves even more credibility wise as a trusted advisor. And then from there, it becomes even easier for us to guide them where we really want them to go.
Excellent point. Yeah, that's good.
A sales masterclass. It ain't just about selling anything. We need to understand the people. Very important. A lot of people overlook that. Do we understand their mentality, where they're at, where they're trying to be at? What are the obstacles? What are their worries? What are they happy about, sad about? All of that stuff. When we understand them, it's easier to close or do what we need to do to make the deal go forward. Very easy once we understand them. But if we don't understand them, we're guessing. Oh, I think he'll do that. I don't know if they'll do that. I wonder if they'll do that. You're overthinking. Why am I thinking so hard? Ask the question. Ask the tough questions, but in a way that they can actually answer it and tell you what you need to know.
Yep. One other thing I would say is what I found in my experience is when I'm talking to a seller and they telling me a number, and in my mind, I might know that no one's going to pay that number on a cash deal, for example.
Right.
I'll still walk down that road with them. And then by the time we get to the end of that road and I'm telling them why this not going to work, or once we had a conversation and they figuring out why it's not going to work for them, they already knew that before we even talked about that, but they like taking investors on these runarounds. They probably done this 10 to 15 other times already, and they just doing everybody in these same circles. And then when we show up and we walk down that road with them, like, we know this is a dead end. Now what you gonna do? Then they like, man, this dude really must know something, man. What you got to say? It happens.
You got some serious presence of mind there. Yeah. I need to work on that.
Here next week, the guy was like that. He's like, yeah, somebody else was offering me something, but I just wanted to work with you because I know you can get it done. I know that. That wasn't him buttering me up, but he know that I talk what I talk, and I ain't playing around. You can go deal with somebody else, but they're going to leave you out there to dry. But I'm going to get the deal done, and we are getting it done. It's supposed to close next week, so we'll see how that goes. A wholesale deal. You want the people to be like Art just said. They want to see you as a trusted advisor, just not some investor trying to beat them up on price and trying to see how low I can get them and fight them on every little thing they say. I'm trying to be in agreement. I'm trying to find out what do we agree on so we can build on that. We might have a disagreement on somewhere in this part, but I'm not going to fight them right now on every little nook and cranny. We're going to have a fight, but it's going to be later. We got to hit them with some body blows in the early rounds, and later you caught him slipping with a knockout.
True story.
Break his jaw like they did your boy Jake Paul. Butter him up. So hopefully that helps.
That's some true value there. That's good insight.
For sure. So when we talk to these sellers, they're, say that person was making sense. They're like, yeah, I'll sell it for what I owe, or I'll let you take over the payment. As long as I get 10 grand at closing, we can do a deal. Everything makes sense. What will we do next, Jimmy?
Stop the foreclosure.
Well, with the seller.
What do we do next with the seller once we get
on with them? They're agreeing, everything making sense. They're willing to sell it for what they owe. They just want to walk with 10K. It looks like it should work on a house like that. Everything making sense. What will we be doing next?
putting that pen to the paper, right, and getting that contract written up and sent over via email or text, I guess, remotely.
All right. So we got the contract part. What else are we going to be having the seller do? Something that we need them to do.
They have to work with us to stop the foreclosure, right? Am I onto that? Am I onto the right thing?
Maybe, but it's something very simple that we need them to do. It's the homework for the seller. If we're taking over somebody's loan subject to, and they're like, yeah, we're creative.
So they got to put together all the paperwork from the bank that they got so that we know. No? Okay.
Sort of, but it's more simple than that. I like simple because I want it to be memorable.
What does the seller got to do? It's their homework. It's simple.
Very simple. It's even on your screen, it's so simple.
Mortgage statement.
That's right, Mr. Seller. This is your homework. I may not say it in these words, but send me the most recent mortgage statement. Okay,
that's what I meant. I didn't know the terminology, but I knew they had to get us the paperwork over so that we can file out the paperwork necessary to stop the foreclosure and to.
Well, yeah. So one, yes, we want to get the purchase agreement stuff, information set up. Homework for them, though, I need you to send me. If you can send it right now while we're on the phone, that's great. Or when we get off the phone, but I need this sent over to me ASAP so we can underwrite the deal. Versus, how much is your payment? How much is your interest rate? When is your maturity date? What's this? What's that? All that information is literally on the mortgage statement. They can send it over.
Gotcha. Just that one document mortgage statement. I'm writing it down.
Keep it simple like a pimple.
Yep.
So, in reality, it may even be 3 documents, but I don't want to make this too complex. The purchase agreement, the mortgage statement, and I will be sending them over that third-party authorization or that authorization to release information, meaning you can have permission to speak to the bank on behalf of the seller if we're going to go that route. But the main basic thing is the purchase agreement, and they need to send that mortgage statement so I can see what is their payment, all of that information. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I saw this. That's what Justin did right before me, right in front of my face. So
yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up in the class here today to just make it real simple like a pimple.
Got it.
The mortgage statement. All right. So there we have it. Any questions, comments, concerns on what we've learned? Why you want that mortgage statement though, Jimmy?
A mortgage statement tells me everything I need to do for everything I need to know for the underwriting.
Correct. Are they paying principal, interest, taxes, and no insurance?
Right.
Are they paying principal, interest, taxes, insurance, HOA? Maybe they won't be on that statement, but all this stuff we need to understand. If we're talking creative, I'm talking about specifically for the creative stuff. Cash deal, we don't really need the mortgage statement. It would be great, but it's not necessarily a requirement. But for underwriting purposes for a creative deal, send me that paperwork so I can know what we're dealing with.
Right.
I want to know if we can take over that payment. Oh, your payment $2,700 a month. The rent's over here only $2,000. I don't know how we're gonna do that. That might kill the deal.
Okay.
You know, hopefully not, unless we can do something with the bank to get the payment lower or something. But all of that stuff is getting into the weeds of creative real estate. Any other questions?
Would you also ask for pictures as well?
If you can get it, sure. If they really motivated, they're gonna do whatever that you tell them to do. Hey, send me a few pictures of the property. I can speed this process up for you. Please send me some pictures. Front of the house, back of the house, interior, wide shot to the rooms. You can show the furnace, water heater, all of that stuff. Any damages or repairs that you know that the house needs, take a good picture of that. Send me that stuff over. I can get you that offer over today and get that paperwork over to you today. Give them homework, especially if they see they really motivated. You know, people say, "Oh, the seller really motivated." How you know? Are they showing you their motivation through their action, or are they just giving you lip service motivation? I don't want no lip service. I want action motivation. Oh, pictures, sure. What you got, Art?
I was gonna say with the question you just asked about that, Jay. Like it's a deal I got under contract sub 2 right now. The seller when we agreed to the contract and signed off on it, the seller was still living in there at the time, so I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get in and see it right away based on what he was telling me. So I had him send me pictures. He sent me pictures like 2 days later. And I wanted to get those pictures ASAP because I wanted to verify the condition of this property was what he was telling me. Because then I know that this is something that I want to for sure spend my energy on. And from there, I've been spending a lot of energy. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but the appropriate amount of energy on that deal.
That's right. So, Justin Holmes, living in all the homes and buying up all the homes before you go to bed tonight. What have you learned today?
What have I learned? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So what I learned today, I would say just keeping the main thing. You know what I mean? Like keeping it simple, keeping it just as simple as it can be. You know, never get away from the fundamentals. I think that was a word that Art been using the whole call is fundamentals and stuff. So, you know, I think I like the way that you, Chris, intro this whole thing. You always tell people get a fish on the hook first, and then we'll go into the back end or the more complicated stuff. But you know, it all starts from having the conversation, keeping it simple, you know, and knowing how to have that conversation and stuff. And I like that we really stick to the basics with that on these calls. So I say that's what I learned today. Just bringing it back to the basics and stuff for all of us. So yep.
100%. Those fundamentals will save you because you can go down a whole long street and find out, man, this house is a rat hole, like I said, and we don't just get an idea of condition. Not saying we got to tell every little detail. Oh, how big is the kitchen? What's the cabinet look like? And this and that. We don't need all those specifics, but we want to get a general idea. Is this house habitable? Does it need a bunch of work? Or is this something you can eat off the floor? Let me know. Art, did you have anything that you have learned today?
Yeah, I just learned again that just because I can do something does not mean that I should. So you were saying that we don't always have to go for closing them out on the first call. This is something I have to remind myself these days. Prime example, about a couple weeks ago now, it was a lady I talked to, first call from a cold call, got her closed out on a terms deal on one call. It's like 25 minutes, but one call. It's recorded. And I haven't been able to get her on the phone since. I believe the reason why is because I did too much too soon. I really do believe that. You know, so I got to rein myself in and I got to remind myself too, just work the process. Let's keep my opening call, follow up with them, make our closing call with the offer and all of that, and then go from there.
That's right. Yeah. And even adding in what Justin likes to say, is there any reason we wouldn't be able to get this done? Sometimes it's okay to ask that question because they can tell you right there, oh, no, everything good. Oh, well, let me check with my husband. Let me check with my wife. Let me do all these other stalls and tactics that they got for us. We really got to understand these people. I almost be skeptical sometimes when they be like, yeah, we'll do it on the first call. Like, damn, just like that? I don't know. I mean, I've closed several like that, but something I would prefer to have multiple calls because I want them to feel like they know me. I want you to know, hey, you are attached to me, baby. We are two peas in a pod all the way to closing. Jaden, what up in North Carolina? What have you learned today?
I learned that one, do your homework, practice a lot. And also, if you don't know if you don't really practice or you don't really apply yourself, you're gonna be burning through a lot of leads.
Yeah. And even if you burn through a lead, what's wrong with calling them back? If we felt like, oh, we messed up, have somebody else call them back. Hey, I know this guy that wants to sell. I know I messed it up, but here's his number. Mm. Another person might have a better thing. That's why we have teamwork. Real estate is a team sport, whether we know it or not. One deal, 15, 20 people might eat off that one deal, maybe more than that. All right, Mr. Jimmy, What have you learned today?
Fundamentals are important. Need to practice those for sure. No matter what level you're at, you're absolutely right. Got to keep working on that. What else have I learned here? And I learned a lot. It's hard to push it out. Yeah.
Right. Take notes. Come on with it, Art.
Yeah.
Copious notes.
No, the mortgage statement. That's very important. I knew what it was. I didn't know the term for that document, but that document is everything for the underwriting of a creative finance deal. Not so much a cash deal, but wouldn't hurt to have, but definitely putting together a creative finance deal, got to have that. So that's something I wrote down, make sure that I don't forget.
100%, especially dealing with the creative. I don't want to start trying to underwrite it off. Oh, the payment's $1,200 a month. You get the paper, it's $1,299 a month. Dude, that's a whole nother $100. That ain't no $1,200. That's $1,299.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll do that. Now, sometimes it's the other way around where it may be lower, which is good. However, it will be lower anyway once we switch the insurance to a non-owner occupied insurance policy from their homeowner occupied insurance policy. It should be a little bit less on the monthly payment. So, but that's money we get on the back end on our cash flow play. It might work out better for that. Let's see here. They say this $1,300. Okay, here's a trick question. I don't know if you know this answer, Art. Teresa wants to know, I'm trying to buy a laundromat. Any tips?
One tip I have is you can buy it with creative finance.
Come on. That's it. Buy a business creatively. Anything can be bought creatively. On terms, something down or nothing down, monthly payments take it over. Especially if you find a disgruntled business owner that wants out or they're retiring and they can't get out of there. Buy somebody's one they already got up and running.
Teresa, if you're in St. Louis, I literally just saw a Facebook Market post about a laundromat, and I think it was Bridgeton.
Send it to me.
I'll try to find it again.
Like, what?
I literally just saw it. I was like, oh, laundromat would be sick.
I want to buy before Teresa do. Like, what? I'm messed
Sorry,
up.
Teresa. Didn't mean to put you on blast like that.
Welcome to 2026.
Oh, he gonna sell it to Teresa.
Oh, he even know it. Look
She
at
knows
that.
Overland. She knows the one I'm talking about.
Oh, I said Overland. That's where my store is. Wait a minute. I can get another business in my same area. She said, boy, please. You meeting her tomorrow. Oh, man. Well, hope you got some good game. Remember to be a person. It don't have to always be just about the business, always about the numbers. It is about it, yes. But remember to be a person and connect with her on a personal level and get that deal done. Then you can be a business neighbor with me.
I have a suggestion. Maybe when you go to the laundromat, bring some clothes and wash your clothes there, and like let them know, like, hey, you know,
I'm a patron.
I want to learn. I want to learn the ins and outs. I'm gonna even wash my clothes here. Maybe they'll butter them up.
There's another one, 7 Bay Wash on Olive. Wait a minute, the one in Overland, you're not talking about on Woodson and Midland, I hope. I want to buy that one. I always wanted that because I pass it every day. But yeah, there's laundromats everywhere. A cash business, a cash cow business, throwing off money left and right. You can't go wrong.
Would you operate that yourself? That laundromat, Chris?
No. I don't believe in working hard for money. I like systems.
So would you maintain control over that laundromat, or would you flip it to somebody else?
No, I would keep it. It's a cash cow. Why would I get rid of that? Wait a minute. Teresa said that's mine. The one on Midland and Woodson. Oh, no, that is not yours. Oh, no, I'm finna go in there and clog up some dryers. Oh, congratulations. That's yours. You keep it busy over there. They be popping. Every time I ride by, I be like, man, that little laundromat be jumping. It's got a good location. It's got all these intersections right here. You can't go nowhere without seeing it. Wow. She's on it. Dang, I heard that. You trying to get some more laundromats. Let's do a deal, Teresa. Let's do it. You right up the street from me then. You know my store is right there at 3217 Woodson. St. Louis Consignment Gallery. Right there. So yeah, hopefully that all works out. Any other questions or comments before we land today?
Jimmy, don't forget to get you a framework and use that for your calls.
Framework on it. I'm gonna study it. Hopefully, my next call next week, goes a little smoother. I'm gonna put the work in.
If you have a framework, I guarantee it's gonna go smoother.
Hell yeah.
I know that's right. The framework.
Where do I access your framework pages, Chris? I don't know if I'm part of that community.
FutureCashFlowClub.com, right there on the screen. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But other than that, we're going to get up out of here and do some more sleep stuff. We're not woke no more. We sleep in 2026. Happy New Year to everybody. If anything comes up and you need me, I'm only one call away. People be like, oh, Chris, I was trying to reach you. I'm like, no, you wasn't. I'm not that hard to reach. I had a deal. No, you didn't. You didn't try to reach me. Very easy. You can call or just do an email right there. Chris@FutureCashFlowClub.com. It's on the screen to make it simple, like a pimple. We're looking to buy houses here, single families, 1 to 4 units. I actually have a couple of houses we're selling. We're changing out the portfolio. So we're selling some houses and keeping some houses going into this year here. So if anybody's a local here in St. Louis or want to buy some single families in St. Louis, has some down payment money, we'll finance you the deal. I think Justin has a couple of deals too, right, Justin?
Yes, sir. We got deals on the table. Let's get it.
That's right. We don't care what your credit score is, but you better have some bring it. You got some money down, we'll finance it just like the bank would without all the red tape. We make it easy for you to escape the apartment you've been in, baking that cake. All right. I appreciate you all. We will see you on the next one. Do what you do. Be who you be. And I'll see you before you see me.
So I want to get into real estate, but don't know where to start.
Well, what I would say is to join the Future Cash Flow Club. It's a community of investors where we talk about wholesaling, we talk about creative deal structuring, buying houses subject to, all of the creative stuff that everybody's talking about. You don't need a real estate license or any of that.
Wow, where do I sign up?
Well, I would say go to FutureCashFlowClub.com. That's FutureCashFlowClub.com. You can even get a free trial. Try it out today. I don't know what you've been doing. You've been asleep? Let me wake you up with something. Straight up. Yeah. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Chris Monroe. R to the O-E. I flip houses, rent cars, and make money. I'm not no motherfucker dummy. This how we